Hello, welcome back to Sarah's Stitch. My name is Sarah. This is a knitting podcast mostly. Today it's all knitting, and this is my place on the internet where I can come talk to all of you about my makes, problems, etc. with my knitting, because my family is sick of hearing me talk about it. So today is, don't have my watch on, I think March 15th, and it is late at night. I don't know if you can tell from behind me. It is dark outside. It is 11:30 at night. I've just gotten home from work, so hopefully we'll make this quick. For those who haven't watched before, I am an accountant. I live in Hoboken, New Jersey, but I work in Manhattan, and it is busy season right now. Big busy season right now. So almost done-ish, but so I'm not going to do my normal editing, patterns on the screen, things like that. It'll all be in the description. I have Ravelry pages for everything, and they're all, most of my projects I post on my Instagram. I think I've posted about most of my projects on my Instagram. My Instagram is sarahs.stitch, and Ravelry, don't know what it is. It'll be linked below. So let's get started. I do not have any finished objects today. I have an unfinished object, which is my lento. I've talked about this a little bit, I think, in the last few podcasts for sure. This I made as part of the Let's Lento Cow with Rebecca from Crayabea and Amy Palco from The Meaningful Stitch. And this is what she looks like. If you're hearing the clinking, it's because it's back on needles. I did finish it. I think it was finished for my last podcast. But I decided I did not like the ribbing. It was too tight, and I wanted the sweater like an inch or so longer, so I ripped it out. And I'm reknitting. I've reknit the extra inch on the bottom, and I'm now on the ribbing. A lot of my projects right now are stuck on ribbing, so that's why they're all kind of at a standstill, because I'm doing a lot of ribbing right now. But anyway, this is knit out of Woolberry Fiber Co. on Berry Merino in the color Camp Woolberry, which was a collective colorway in October maybe. It was from the Woolberry Retreat. It was the Woolberry Retreat color, and then it was offered to collective members either before or after the retreat as one of the collective colors. Brain is not doing great today. It's been a very long day. It's been a very long week, and it's only Wednesday. So if I look tired, it's because I am. It's Woolberry and a strand of Camarose Monstraller, which is their Surrey with a bit of sparkle in it. I'm not sure, it should pick up because I'm using a ring light because it's late night. Let's see. I don't know if it's picking up on that. No, but it's a great view of the speckles. Hey. You can see a little bit there maybe. Let me see if I hold up a full ball. Kind of. You can kind of see it. And this color is light beige, or at least beige, but I assume that means light in Norwegian? Danish? I'm not sure where Camarose is from. But it is light beige with gold stellina in it. And this is what it looks like. So like I said, I did add an inch or so to the bottom. I don't think you can tell where I ripped out, or where I restarted, but the ribbing was ending at about, or starting at about here when I finished. So I knit about another 1.5 inches, and now I'm just finishing up the ribbing. I think I'm at 6 of 14 rows. So in theory, this will be done very soon. I did do a few modifications to this. I've talked about them before, but I will quickly go through them again. I did twisted rib on all of the ribbing bits, so neck, wrists, hem. I also did, I don't know if you'll be able to see, instead of knit front back, I did make one rights and make one lefts for the raglan, because I find that the make one or knit front backs, the purl bump always kind of bothers me a little bit, and it was very noticeable because this is such a light yarn. So when I was making the yoke, I did, I think, 2 raglan stitches, not even rounds, just raglans, and I was like, nope, ripping back, not ripping. I tanked. That wasn't a rip situation. Tanked back and decided to do make one right, make one left. I think that's it. I used almost exactly, or I will use almost exactly 2 skeins of the woolberry, and I think I'm going to have a good bit of the monstraller left over. I don't even know. I'm grabbing this all from my basket below me. This is my woolberry I have left, so about 10-15 grams right now, so enough to do the ribbing for sure, and then we will see. So, and I knit this down, everything was knit down 0.5 millimeter, so I think calls to knit on a 6 millimeter. I knit the body on a 5, and the ribbing is meant to be knit on a 4 millimeter, and I knit it on 3.5. I was toying with the idea of knitting, when I reknit the hem, to do 4s, because I wasn't liking how gapey the ribbing was looking, but it's looking better here, and I'm fine with it. So it's all on 3.5s and 5.5s. So that is my lento. Next, okay, I'll go through WIPs we've seen and then new WIPs. So WIPs we've seen. This guy is hanging on for dear life in the WIP pile. It's amazing. It's the squishiest thing in the world. I posted about it the other day on my Instagram. But this is my Brioche Adventure by Jonathan Tallow, and I am using Prosper Yarns Advent from last year. So we'll start. It's very long. So this was the start of it. Hope this is focused. We go here, there. I think I was about here last time I filmed, or like last time I showed this on the podcast. So I've done a good bit of color. I've done like 4 or 5 colors since I last filmed. So this is, I'm currently on this really pretty, ball's behind me and I can't get it. I'm on like a charcoaly gray. Please focus. I'm on charcoaly gray and this really pretty like olivey mossy green. Okay. And I'm loving the contrast of it. So now we're getting into the green category. I think I have 5 more days left. Very excited. So I've been trying to do like half a section a day on this to get it done, because I want to use it before it's spring and I can't use it for a while. And it's so squishy and it's huge, and I know I say this every time I talk about it, but it's going to be so great to just wrap around my body. It's going to be amazing. So that is that. This is knit with the Prosper Yarns singles. I think the base is called Butte. When I got the Advent, I believe I had the choice of yarn option, and I chose singles because I wanted to make a shawl this year and figured it would be amazing for drape. And if this is not proof enough, it's amazing. Yeah, so that is that. And next, I have been working on my socks. They're in my bag. It's way over there. I am too tired to walk over there to get them. So I've been working on the everyday socks. I'm through the heel. I think I'm like 20 rounds through the foot. So almost done with that. And then I can cast on another pair of socks. I'm so excited. I should finish all the socks I have, but oh well. I made myself a self-inflicted rule that I'm not going to cast on any more socks until I finish a pair of socks, so that my sock WIP stay at about 20 million. So this is my other WIP that you've seen before. It is the Nomina collar. It is by Simone of Rust Knitwear. Oh God, sorry. Wish I could blame that on alcohol, but I haven't even drank yet. What was I saying? Okay, Nomina Cowl by Simone of Rust Knitwear. It is knit out of Sanduskarn Double Sunday in the color Electric Blue. It is in fact electric blue colored. It is in fact incredible. I cannot wait to wear it. As you can see, I'm working my way. Maybe you can't see, please focus. Okay, I'm working my way through the ribbing. It is a lot of ribbing because it is a folded neck collar. But I've just been putzing away at it when I've been working from home, and I can knit and review things at the same time. And yeah, another one I'd like to finish before the weather turns, hopefully. And last time I did say, I mentioned about my I-cord being wonky. That would be because I forgot that it was pick up 2 stitches for every 3 rows, not pick up 1,000,000 stitches for every 1 row. So I picked up way too many stitches for my I-cord, so I'm going to rip that out and redo it with the actual correct number of stitches, so it doesn't look, I don't know, like, I don't know how's a good way to show it, but there's like way too many stitches on here for what there should be. Like, I built myself shoulder pads, which I don't really fucking need. So, Nomina collar, very excited for it, and it's garter and it's so squishy, and I have been loving my collars lately. I don't collars like I have a million. I'm going to have this. I just have my terrazzo neck, and I've been loving it lately. It's been super windy and cold, not like cold, but like 30-ish degrees. So like just below freezing or below 0 degrees Celsius here. So I don't like wearing like scarves on the subway or on the path, which is the train between the city and Hoboken, because it just feels a little icky. So this is great because then you can keep your neck warm and you look cute, and then it's like 2 sweaters in one, because this looks like a sweater, not right now, but like it will look like a sweater, and then you take it off and you got another sweater on underneath. It's perfect. So that is my Nomina collar. She will be done soon. I'm on ribbing purgatory at the moment with all of the ribbing I have. All right, now the new stuff. So I've talked about one of these before. I don't think I had cast it on before last podcast, but I did cast it on. It will not be done by my deadline, which was unrealistic to begin with, but I did cast on my Dear Duomo, and I am using Explorer Knits and Fibers. The color is Irish Goodbye. It is from the Ireland collection, which was launched last April, and then Allie did a second pre-order for it over the summer, and I got my yarn a few months ago. And I'm knitting it out of, did I say? Irish Goodbye, and the base is tweed fingering, and I'm holding it double. This is what it looks like. I don't know, that's not a great color representation. It's probably a bit better back here. Back here. That's pretty close-ish. And I'm knitting the, geez Louise. I am knitting the Dear Duomo by Sung-hee Hong. I'm very sorry if you can hear my neighbor upstairs. He's walking around a lot and it's creaking all the floors, and I'm very sorry. And I've gotten a solid amount of progress on it. Did I forgot to show something. We'll get to that. So yeah, this is what it's looking like so far. Let's see. Oh, it's not great. It's all squished up on this cord, but please focus. I'm loving the tweed. It looks great. It would have been, still will be, a phenomenal St. Patrick's Day sweater, but next year. Really gives me full Irish vibes. I don't know why I always hold stuff like that. Like, must I make a beard every freaking time? Intrusive thoughts, sorry. But this is the pattern so far. I'm loving it. I know Leslie from Knit California talked about this in her drop sweater, I don't know if it was her drop sweater review video or just when she finished this, but I've also never done a bottom up drop shoulder before, so it's very interesting to me. There is a bit of waist shaping happening in this section I'm in it right now. I'm very intrigued to see how the shoulders go on and all of that, because I've only gone top down from a drop shoulder, but I'm loving it. The ribbing took forever. There's three very long inches of ribbing, which I did. The other thing with the bottom up is it looks, I don't want to say small, but it doesn't look big. And I'm sure it's going to block because I blocked. I'm sure it's going to block out because I made a swatch and the swatch grew a little bit. I'm sure it's fine and I checked my gauge and all the things, but it just, maybe it's, I assume it's because it's bottom up. So like it's ribbing, it's going to squish in, and then as a sweater grows on top of it, it will either relax out or whatever the mechanics are. But slightly, I don't want to say concerned, but I put it around me, it fit, it did not have a lot of positive ease. So, slightly concerned, but that's neither here nor there. The pattern, I'm gonna trust the pattern, it'll all work out. I did a gauge swatch, it should be fine. I did do a gauge swatch, and I don't know if I've said that enough yet or not, but I did a gauge swatch. My gauge was a little bit looser than the designer, so I went down a needle size. So I'm knitting the body on 4 millimeters, and I believe I knit the ribbing on 3.5. Probably should have written that down on my Ravelry so I don't forget, but maybe 3s. Oh, shit. I have no idea. Nope, no idea. Great, perfect. I'm gonna assume I went down 1 needle size from whatever the pattern called for. And hopefully that's correct. Why do I want to say it was on a 375? Oh well, it'll be fine. So this is the pattern so far. I'm like loving it. I would very much like to be done with the body so I can wear it, but that's selfish, and that's entirely self-inflicted because I decided to do all the other stuff instead of this. So not gonna be done. Maybe it'll be done by the end of the month. Probably not, but maybe. So losing stitches, but that is my dear Duomo. Next, we'll go back to something you've already seen because I really don't think I talked about this yet. This is gonna be terrible if I did. I'm gonna go with I didn't. Is my mom's Billy sweater. So the saga with this. It's been a saga. I've been trying to make it since the summer. My mom loves my hand knits. She's very knitworthy. She doesn't ask for anything ever, but I know she wants a sweater. And when I first started knitting again, she kept, I don't want to say not so subtly, but like not so subtly hinting that she would like a cream cable sweater. So I started making her a cream cable sweater, and like the idiot I am, I told her about it, so then now she knows about it and keeps asking, which more than her prerogative, because I told her I was giving her a gift and then I never gave it to her. So all over the summer it was impossible for me to get gauge. I'm knitting this out of knitting from Olive Heavy Merino in the, let's see, does it say? Nope. Cream colorway, and why does my brain not work? Because it's 11:30 at night. A strand of this and a strand of Senesgarten silk mohair. I have a ball band right here, and the color 1012. I think it's also cream. But in the summer, I was just using the heavy merino because the pattern called for that weight yarn held by itself on 4.5 millimeters. I wasn't able to get gauge. I tried like 7 different times, got to about here every single time, tried it on. It was massive, it was small, it was blah, 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 blah. Couldn't get gauge. Should have done a gauge watch. Didn't do a gauge watch. Wasn't getting, everything was messed up. So I ripped it all out, decided to restart, got the mohair. And I made actually a lot of progress. So I believe last time you all saw it, I was just under the underarms, and I hope this is in frame. I have finished the bottom of the body. It is quite a bit longer than the pattern calls for. I believe the pattern calls for about 8 inches of knitting after the underarm. And I knit 16 inches because my mom wanted a longer sweater, which is totally fine and understandable, but this was 16 inches of hell. And I love you, Mom, but it was 16 inches of hell. This honeycomb will be the death of me. But I am now on the first sleeve. I think I'm 2 repeats in on the first sleeve. Oh, please don't focus on me. Focus on the cables that I've painstakingly made. But I am decreasing as I go through the arm because the pattern has I think it's just a straight sleeve. There's no decreases in it. My mom wanted more of a tapered arm, so I'm just decreasing. I think my gauge is about, I don't know if you focus, it's about 1 inch between each of these big cables. So I think I'm just going to decrease 2 stitches every other cable on the arms. And then that should be easy enough to remember, but this is it. The body is done. It is almost done. I cannot wait. I might run out of yarn. That's a whole other issue. But I'm hopefully seeing my parents on Sunday, depending on work, if I can get away on Sunday. So in a perfect world, I'll have this finished by Sunday. It doesn't seem realistic, but I'm going to try. So I am knitting this on 4.5 millimeter needles. This right now is a 16 inch cable. I actually cannot stand it because it's a little too big for what I need to do with the cables, because I don't cable with a cable needle, so I need to fiddle. Sorry, no hair. So I ordered 4.5 millimeter needles, 12 inch, so they're like a little bent at the end. So hopefully it will go by much quicker. But this is the Billy, and I will hold it up closer for you so you can see all of the cables, which like I said, slightly killed me inside, but it is gorgeous, and my mom's gonna love it. So that is that. And what else? I think that's all I had to say on this. yeah, I think that's it. I didn't do any modifications that I can remember. I really should have done a gauge swatch because I have no idea how much this is going to grow, and it looks pretty wide. Okay, so my mom's getting an oversized sweater, which I think she'll be fine with. But we're about the same size, and there's right now about that much positive ease on either side, so hopefully it goes well. If not, I'm getting a sweater. I don't think she'll ever say she hates it, but I will know she hates it. So that's the Billy update. And yeah, hopefully it's done soon. Hopefully I don't have to show it again on the podcast, and I'll just show a lovely picture of maybe my mom wearing it. We can dream. We can dream. Yeah, so that's us. All right, last work in progress before acquisitions is this. Now this was a bit of a rogue cast on. I don't know what inspired me to do this other than I think Instagram. I cast on a Cumulus blouse, which I have not yet made. I think I have at least two sets of sweater quantities for it, but I am yay far. So not very far at all, but like I said, busy season. I haven't had a ton of time to knit. Please don't focus on me, focus on the yarn. So this is what it looks like. I really hope you can see it. And this is by Petite Knit, of course. This is my first one I'm making. It is surprisingly thick. I don't think I've knit with just 2 strands of Surrey held together before, and it's very like very not heavy obviously, but like feels like it will be very warm. I don't know if you'll be able to see through how open the gauge is, but it's pretty open gauge. I didn't gauge swatch this because I'm a failure. And it's Petite Knit. Most things I make for Petite Knit are on the same gauge as her if I'm using the correct weight yarn. But all right, let me talk about the yarn. I am using Woolberry Fiber Co. This is from the Coastal Collection last summer. And I am knitting this with 1 strand of Tidal, which is this really pretty dusty blue color. It is a bit, no, this is Pacific. This is Pacific, this is Tidal. The speckle is Tidal. It has all these really fun, like bluey, greeny, blue, greens, like sea foam, beautiful speckles. And it is pretty much, it seems like damn close to the same base color as this one, which this is Pacific, which is a beautiful sky blue, bluey gray, beautiful blue. And if you've been watching for a while, I knit my Anchors shirt, my Anchors short sleeve sweater tee. The DK weight pattern is knit out of this color on Bethany's DK tweed base. So same color, slightly different shades because of the base, but gorgeous nonetheless. And maybe because I haven't looked very hard, but I feel like I haven't seen many Cumuluses that are speckled or like slightly speckled. So I'm very interested to see how the speckles all work up when I'm knitting in the round. Right now I'm loving it, but I love that you can just see like those blues just really pop through. And they're kind of, I don't want to say muddy, like the way the dye gets on the Surrey, because I assume because it's so fluffy, it just kind of disperses. It's not like the sharp speckles that like Bethany has on her other, like her plain bases. Like, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but like this is my Camp Woolberry. Like those are sharp, like perfect like little tiny pin drop speckles that obviously don't happen on Surrey because it's just so floofy, but like that's probably the same size speckle as what would be on like a normal merino, but here it's just like nice and dispersed and blurry. Blurry the right word to use? But yes, this is it, and it's so springy. I can't wait to wear it. This is backwards, but I can't wait to wear it. So I think that is all of my new cast-ons. I will go through acquisitions quickly because I'm not supposed to be buying yarn, but I did. Okay, so I will start with, I think, the most, like the first one I ordered, which as I mentioned earlier, I'm part of the collective from Woolberry, and this was my February collective color. I believe I showed the January color, which was the brown tonal. I forgot what I got it for, but I got it. And I decided that if I didn't have a specific project in mind this year for the collective, I was going to do sock sets. So because I'm not a big pink girly, because this to me just does not scream wear me, got a sock set. So the main color is called Swoon, and it is really pretty, like flamingo pinkies, flamingo pinks, blush tones, a little mid-tone. I think there's some yellow in there, some speckles of all the kinds, and then the mini is the tonal color from the month, which is 3 Little Words, I think it was called. I know Aro got some in a sweater quantity. So this will become a beautiful, beautiful pair of socks for my feet. And Bethany's sock base is 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. Standard American indie dyer sock set. But I don't know. I shouldn't say I don't know. Of the 80-20 sock sets I've tried, which is not many, but of the ones I've done, Bethany's socks have, lasted the best out of all of my socks. By far, because I was in the the Hobbit Club 2 years ago, and I got through like 3 or 4 of those sock sets. God, I am so sorry. If anyone's still here, so sorry about this. Note to self, don't film at 11:30 at night or drink coffee before. All of those sock sets I knit up as soon as I got them because it was right when I started knitting again, and I love The Hobbit because I'm a nerd like that, and I love it, and I love New Zealand, and I love Bethany, and I love everything. So I was knitting the socks as soon as I got the sock club, and so those are some of my oldest socks I have since I started restarted knitting, and they barely look worn. It's incredible. So this will become socks probably for me and my mom, because I think I could get two pairs of socks out of this, because I would like to try and make myself more shorties this year. Not like shorties, but my shoe of choice most days is a high top Chuck Taylor, also known as Converse, and I want socks to wear in them because my like tall socks look weird. Just want like socks that like boop right at the top, like just the gray, so you're like, what you got there? So semi shorties, like like that high, like ankle bone. No, like that high. Oh, sorry if you can't see me. This is going off the rails, but just above my ankle bone. That's what I'm shooting for. So first acquisition. Second acquisition was also a February club, and this is Skein Yarn. It is the Street Feet Club. This was the February colorway. The color picked, or I think randomly generated, was Paprika. So this is the set, and it's cute. It's so pretty. Dyers amaze me with the color combos they come up with, because this looks so good together, but like I don't think I would have ever put this mini with this skein, but also like the skeins was gorgeous. But okay, so let me get closer. Please focus. Okay, so slow-mo down it. So that is the sock set, and so paprika was obviously this orange color, so it's in a bit of the mini here with like speckled in, and I would say like blues, violets, yeah, speckled in on the mini. And then it looks like the main skein is just mainly the paprika color, beige, and then this beautiful olivey green. So I cannot wait to see how these knit up. And Street Feet is a 75% BFL, 25% nylon base, and it is 465 yards or 425 meters per 100 grams. So this is it. I have a few skeins of Street Feet up. I keep when I say Street Fleet, I don't know why, but that's just what wants to keep coming out, and it's definitely Street Feet. I have a few skeins of Street Feet here. All my yarn stash is right there. My chaos. That I haven't knit up yet, but I feel like this needs to be first, because like amazing. So those are my clubs, and then I bought, I feel like I'm missing something, but this is my last purchase that I gathered. So I got this Kelborn Woolens Mojave. Good Lord. Like Mojave. Yeah. We're going Mojave. Kelborn Woolens. And the color is, what is the color? Electric blue again. So this is a Sport DK, I think. Let's see. 185 yards for 50 grams. So yeah, about a sport weight-ish. And I got this because I would like to make the, what is it called? The new Jessie Made pattern that's coming out I think in April. She did a test call for it a few weeks ago, and I applied, but I didn't get it, but I want to make that top. So here we are. This. What is it called? Something halter, I think. I don't know. It's like eyelets and kind of like mesh vertical lines on the body, and then it has a cold shoulder and then sleeves. But I would just make it tank top, but I think it has a cold shoulder. So this will become that, or Crayobea's new t-shirt pattern, which I don't think is coming out until May. So probably will be the Jessie Made design. I think I'm absolutely missing one of my, sorry. That was bound to happen. I am missing some yarn. I don't know what yarn, but I know I've bought more yarn since I last podcast, which shame on me because I'm not supposed to be buying yarn, but it happens. So that is it from me. Thank you so much for sticking around. If you did, again, sorry that I didn't have the mental fortitude to edit this. It's getting posted as is right on YouTube. So thank you for bearing with me during busy season. I should have everything I talked about in the description below. But if I missed anything, please comment, let me know. Let me know what you were knitting on while you watch this. Follow me here, subscribe here. Follow me on Instagram. Yeah, thanks so much for watching. Have a good one. Bye.